Hey guys, it's me CriticalCubing, and today we are going to see which Speedcube is better between the new GTS version 2 and the king of 3x3 Speedcube VALK3, which many cubers use as their main. Let the battle begin. Price of both of these cubes is similar, although the GTS version 2 is a bit cheaper, coming in at about $18 and the VALK3 coming in at about $20. The difference isn't that huge, hence this round is a tie. Size and weight. VALK3 was released before the GTS version 2 and the VALK3 was made 55.5mm in remembrance of Matt's VALK's 5.55 world record solve. And Matt's VALK also personally endorses the VALK3 cube and helped in the creation of this cube. GTS version 2 is the same size as the VALK3, which I think was done so that cubers can switch from VALK to GTS without feeling any difference in their size. The weight of these cubes is also similar, with the GTS version 2 weighing roughly 80 grams and the VALK3 weighing roughly 82 grams. This round is a tie as the size is the same and the weight is similar. Sticker shades. If you remember the original GTS, it had these bad sticker shades which showed these white line marks on it when it would start chipping. VALK3 stickers were far better than these stickers of the original GTS. Inspired by the VALK3 stickers, Moyu made the GTS version 2 stickers also similar to that of the VALK3 so that cubers planning to switch won't have a problem with recognition. Smart move, Moyu, very smart. Feel and turning. Here is where the differences start to show. The feel of the GTS version 2 is similar to that of the original GTS. It retains the scratchy feel of the GTS and also retains the fast speed. The only difference is that the version 2 is a bit more smoother than the version 1. VALK3 feels a lot more smoother than the GTS version 2, and the VALK3 also has a fast feel to it, but the GTS version 2 is faster. The VALK3 also feels a bit more controllable than the GTS version 2, as the GTS version 2 can be uncontrollable at times due to its fast speed, but this can be easily fixed with some lube. Also, the GTS version 2 has a lighter turning than the VALK, and the VALK3 has a more heavier turning when compared to the GTS version 2. In this feel and turning round, I personally like the feel of the VALK3, yet the feel of the GTS becomes better after you lube it with some 50k or weight 5. There are no winners here, as different feel will suit different people, and just because I like something doesn't mean that everyone will like the same, hence no winners here. Corner cutting. Corner cutting of most modern Speedcubes is the same, and GTS version 2 and VALK3 are no exceptions. Both can cut 45 degrees with ease and can cut line to line for reverse corner cutting as well. This round is a tie, as both the cubes can cut the same and you wouldn't have any problem with the corner cutting at all. Stability. Generally, when I am choosing a main, stability plays a huge role in it. The original GTS was a very unstable cube, one of the reasons why I didn't use it much. The VALK3 is a very stable cube and is the reason I use it as my main. The GTS version 2 is also a stable cube and is more stable than the original GTS. However, I find that the VALK3 is a bit more stable than the GTS version 2. The GTS version 2 has a lighter feel to it and is faster than the VALK3, hence spamming TBS is much more easier on it. However, this also makes it uncontrollable at times. VALK3 has a heavier feel to it, which allows you to turn fast, yet doesn't make it uncontrollable, which kind of makes it more stable for me. Stability will also depend on how you set up the cube, but from my experience, the VALK3 is a bit more stable than the GTS version 2. Hence, this round goes to the VALK3. M-slices. Since I'm a RU user now, M-slices play a huge role in my solves, and the M-slices on the GTS version 2 are better than the M-slices on the VALK3. I am using the GTS version 2 as my OH main for the same reason. M-slices on the GTS version 2 are better than the M-slices on the VALK3. Lockups, catches, and corner twisting. Corner twisting is practically negligible, as I rarely corner twist on both of these cubes. Hence, as far as corner twisting goes, it's a tie. Lockups and catches. This will mainly depend on your turning style. VALK3 does give lesser lockups and catches than the GTS version 2, mainly because it is more stable. However, if you are able to control the GTS version 2's speed properly, then the lockups will be minimal. Overall, the VALK3 will give you less amount of lockups and catches, mainly because it is more stable. Hence, this round is won by the VALK3. Pops on both of these cubes is negligible and won't happen at all. Hence, popping round is again a tie. Overall performance. Both of these cubes are the flagship of their respective companies. Hence, you can expect performance to be quite high. I personally find the performance of the GTS version 2 to be a bit better than the VALK 3, and the M slices being better on the GTS version 2 makes LSC a breeze and very fast, sometimes even uncontrollable. VALK 3 also has pretty high performance, but it lacks in the M slices category, and the heavier turning of it makes it feel a bit sluggish compared to the GTS with its effortless turning. Although, this is also the reason why the VALK 3 is more stable than the GTS version 2, hence it is nothing bad. However, I enjoy the GTS version 2 more than the VALK 3, and I am also using the GTS version 2 more these days, and the chances are pretty high that I will switch and use the GTS version 2 as my main. But, just because the GTS version 2 is better for me doesn't mean that it will be the same for you. Why you should use the GTS version 2 as your main? The turning is effortless and quite fast. If you personally like spamming TPS, you will find no better cube than this. However, due to its fast and effortless turning, it is not as stable as the VALK 3 and you might get lockups and catches from time to time if you are not careful with your turning. Overall, the GTS version 2 is a solid cube for the person who believes in turning fast. M slices are also better on it, hence LSC and anything that uses M moves will be a breeze. Why you should use VALK 3 as your main? The turning is fast, although not as fast as the GTS version 2. However, this also makes the cube more stable, and if stability is something important to you, then look no further. VALK 3 is your cube. Because of the increased stability compared to the GTS version 2, you will also get lower amount of catches and lockups. VALK 3 is your main cube if you want a stable and reliable cube which will fetch you more consistent times. That's it for this comparison video. Hopefully you now know which cube you want to buy. I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe for more cubing content and follow me on my social media. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care guys, and bye.